Thanks a lot, buddy.
I don't even want to remember this.
What we got in here?
Peach moonshine.
Peach moonshine.
Is it some homemade or is that
It's
some
a friend of ours
friend
that
of
makes
yours?
it.
A friend of ours.
Friend of yours.
Friend of ours, a
Pennsylvania.
friend of yours.
Friend of yours.
This is the best
Smells
moonshine you
delicious.
ever
Best
had.
moonshine. If you have it, you know that it's so
So yeah,
smooth.
here we are, everyone. We got an On the
Oh,
Road
yeah.
podcast. We are in
New Jersey.
Salem, New Jersey, which
Sa-
is Kearney's Point.
Is it Salem?
It's considered Kearney's Point, is what the name of the
I
school
thought
is
it
at.
was Penn's Grove.
Is it?
It's all those.
It's all those. It's
Yeah,
weird.
Nobody knows
But
the name.
we're-
This is my first year, and they don't know the name.
Well,
They've
breaking
been
it
here
down,
for 15 years. They don't know
We
the
are
fucking
at
name.
Salem Community College IFC International Flame Working Conference. This is like the 19th year for this event, and it's going strong. I mean, they pretty much put the same show on each year. We stay at this same hotel year after year.
all
Actually-
day in.
Dave's at a different hotel.
Yeah, he's across the street. Man.
I hate to call.
Across the parking lot.
I can't call this shit out the whole time. You're gonna keep me busy.
Yeah. So, in any case, we're here. We're here for the event. This is Friday night. The show,
IFC International Flame Conference.
and it's a killer event. I mean, like, they do a really good job. They've been doing it for, like I said, forever.
19
They
years?
have some of the best
Wouldn't you
glass
say
blowers in the
19?
country.
Is that how
It's
long?
the
I think
19th
it's
one.
19.
I've been to
I
every
saw the
one.
website today. I think the first artist was Mickelson, and it looked like it was
That was
like
the very first
2000
one.
or 2001.
Yeah, I was at that event. There was only
Yeah.
about 90 people. They did it at the school, so they built a brand new facility now, and I actually don't like it as much. But
Yeah.
it's just not my favorite. I used to love it when it was at the school.
Totally.
The first one was all in one room, and Nicholson was there. Back in the day, he did a video called Just a Demo. That was like the first big glass blowing like demo, and he had a little video where he made this little bottle, and he actually did that exact same demo for his demo for the conference. Blew my mind because I was only blowing glass for like 2 years of my life.
Yeah.
And I remember him taking like he took cardboard and wrapped them with tinfoil and popped holes in the centers of them, and he put them on his points.
What?
And as he was spinning his glass, he had 2 pieces of cardboard with tinfoil to keep the heat. Because he was
Off
blowing
of
this
his
big
hands.
bubble.
Oh, like-
yes.
oh, shields
And
around
in my
his
head,
hand.
I thought that
Okay.
was the most innovative thing I've ever
Yeah.
seen in glass blowing at
Yeah.
the time. I was like, this is amazing! And I
20
went-
years later, we're like, you're a fucking pussy.
You know, one of the coolest things I'd say about the IFC, and I always say this to people who haven't been, I'm like, you go to the other events of this kind where you see demos, or you go to the gas conference and all the demos are spread out throughout the town at different venues, and so many people make it to each one, and it's all, you know, it's all different types of glass, but here it's all flame working, and it's probably the most up close and intimate demo event.
Next to melt.
Oh, especially, yeah, next to melt.
Next to melt.
Next to melt.
But as
That-
far as like the educational value of
and the
it,
caliber of the artists.
and the young
Yeah,
people who are at the school who get to see it
Yeah.
up close, I think it's a great thing for that, because a lot of some of the greatest, you know, pipe makers, not just pipe makers, scientific glass blowers I know,
They've made
touch
their
this
way.
program.
Well,
They've
Salem,
come-
they
Salem
tell us
is
it's
a, it's a glass
absolutely.
blowing school, and they actually specialize in scientific glass blowing, and they've been teaching scientific glass blowers for the last, I don't know, 40, 50 years or something like that. I mean, it's
Oh,
been
yeah,
a long
yeah.
time.
And as that branched into pipe making,
Well, they
it
don't allow
kinda-
that at the school itself.
No, but people
But a lot
come
of
here
kids,
to learn the techniques.
a lot of kids
Yeah.
come to this school, get their basic education, and then they become the best.
Well, yeah,
you can start naming off some artists.
You
in
could
this
name
country.
off some great glass artists that went through
Clinton,
this program.
Clinton
yeah.
Raymond, yeah, he was one of
Pretty
the
sure Coyle.
main guys.
Coyle.
Coyle was one of those guys.
Throwback to the past, Dan Kay.
Dan K.
Dan Kay, what I have to say, is one of the original guys that came out of this program and then went straight into pipe making and then
Germ,
established
maybe?
Germ.
Germ.
Oh yeah, Germ.
So
too.
we've
yeah,
been
yeah.
coming to this. I mean, look, so this is Josh's first year.
Yeah, it's my first year here,
And
yeah.
this at 19 years, I've come to every one except for 2 of them. Dave,
This is my 14th
actually,
in a row.
sorry, well,
14th straight.
this is
Yeah.
Dave Martin.
Yeah,
from
that's
ABR
it.
Imagery.
Dave Martin, ABR Imagery. I mean, I just think ABR, one of the, I mean, it is the largest lampwork supplier in the country. Whether you're on the East Coast or the West Coast, you've got to know who ABR is. They provide every possible element that you need in lampworking, whether it's working on the torch or whether it's doing
Tools,
gold
glass.
paint, that's electroforming, whatever it is. When it comes to lampworking, ABR is going to have you. And then if you also want some Amish furniture,
Got you.
They got your back on some office furniture
T-shirts,
too.
anything you need.
Anything you need.
We're going to get into
the most comprehensive thing. And again, such an important role to have in the glass industry. Things get broken down. We have our favorites, and you're like, this is my local supplier, but this is the deal. ABR supplies for the whole country. You can call them. They're going to provide what you need, and if you have a serious inquiry about what you got, you get back to them. They're going to take care of you. And I can speak of this because I've known these guys for 20 years.
And we're going to get into
this. Is a good friend of mine, and we're not going to get into it. I'm going to put it out there though that it's a huge service that you guys provide that is just like this kind of floating layer in the glass industry. It's like, well, sometimes people are taking classes, they're learning about glass blowing, they're doing this or that. They're professionals, they're amateurs. You guys are supplying everybody. Yeah. It reaches up to the people, and it also reaches down to the people.
You're at every event.
And I just think that should be a huge level of gratitude for what you do.
Yeah.
Now, boom, and after that, it's on you, but yeah.
Well, we're going to talk about IFC a little bit.
Yeah, so we're going to talk,
We're at this cool event.
Because Kevin's all about our schedule.
Yeah, we are.
That's pretty much what you've come to know is Kevin's about the schedule.
Yeah.
So yeah,
I
go
care.
ahead. He does.
So
yeah.
we're here for a couple days. ABR's a sponsor, Melt's a sponsor, so we come down, we set up a booth. This event has, a really good lineup of glass. I don't have the flyer with me today, but I mean,
Yeah.
Micah Evans,
Shelbo,
Kit Paulson,
Carmen Lozar,
Amy Lemire.
It's actually pretty heavy with women this year, which is kind of cool.
Yeah.
They actually gave a lot of women spots.
I'll speak to that real quick because something that can be said for the IFC is it had a great run of years, I'd say, for 10 to 12 years of some great events, and then there was like a couple year lull where I feel like it kind of lost its, it lost its flair. And then in the last few years, Kristen Dede's come in and taken over the flameworking school and basically runs the glass center over there. If you guys don't know Kristen, she's Scott Griffin's wife. They've been friends of mine, both of them, for years. Yeah. Super important people to the glass community. Kristen has attended and TA'd at just about every serious glass program in the country.
Again, two people I met at AGI for the first time.
I don't know that I still know I've ever met Kristen, so tomorrow introduce me.
Well, Matt as well.
Make it happen. Let's make it happen. I don't think
awesome.
I know Scott real well. Me and Scott are homies.
She spent a lot of her time not in the pipe community, so she's been more in the art education community. I know she was running the program at Tyler in Philly for a couple years. Now she's here in Salem.
She's super nice.
Yeah,
she's an incredible glass resource for anyone that's looking for a place to go to learn glass. Salem's a great place because she's touched just about every aspect of glass you could imagine, especially in the flameworking world.
So what they do now is, this event, it takes place at Salem Community College. And, years ago, they used to do it in the gymnasium. They'd have this big glass blowing convention, and they'd have all the torches set up in the gymnasium. You'd eat in the gymnasium. You'd do everything in the gymnasium, which I actually liked a lot. And they said that I guess they were messing up the floors and stuff. So they built this new state-of-the-art facility
next to the landfill,
which they were supposed to get free gas, which I don't think they even get the free gas.
Never
worked out. So hopefully they move it back. But it's a lot smaller than what it was for space. But it's tight, and that's what I like about it. Like you said,
with a show, it's a smaller
everything's right there. That didn't just happen, but
ignore that.
His card's on the room. It's fine.
Yeah.
I was just thinking it'd be nice to have a little bit. I was like looking at our video feedback, and it's like, wouldn't it be nice if there's a little bit of light? And then this
we'll just speak to the
lamp just exploded. People.
Right. A quick brief thing about the hotel we're in. So the Holiday Inn is old. Yep. It has been here for.
I've been coming to this hotel for 19 years.
So it's a unique place.
Can you take the light shade off?
And I bet that lampshade has
off of there?
Probably at least 30 years on it. It's like maybe one my parents had when I was like 5. So I'm saying that's a...
Well, this place
thing totally exploded in my head.
I mean,
this place has a bar.
That was...
And, over the years, we'd come into this thing and there'd be like literally 200 glass blowers downstairs in the bar just raising hell. So the cool thing about this place is every year we come to this place, it's always booked solid, and there's an event center here, so there's always some ridiculous event going on. So in the years past, we've had Scrapapalooza, which was a bunch of old ladies with scrapbooks.
Sea Scouts.
Last year was one of my favorites.
I'm just gonna say.
last year was one of my favorites. We had the acapella singers.
Yeah.
There was like 150 lady acapella singers.
Kevin decided to challenge in a singing competition.
Yes, we did.
We did not win.
We talked a lot of shit to him. And we was like, tomorrow at midnight, singing. Well, it was my help, man. I had Justin Gallant, Todd, and freaking Mario, and those guys are just little bitches.
They backed out.
They did it, but they just didn't put their heart. So if you would have been there, you'd like to sing. So you would have been like fucking nailing it.
I would have done that.
We just tried, and we picked our song was Three's Company, which I don't know why I picked that. I just thought it'd be fucking hilarious. Be like, come and knock on our door. So I've been hashtagging that on every single post I've made since last year.
Yeah.
If you look up any of my posts on my Instagram page, every single post says door on it.
Yeah.
And the first time we saw that, we tried to hashtag it, and it's like all these pictures of people standing in front of the big doors. So now I've like hashtagged 100 pictures with that, and it's like literally every picture is just
That's
crazy glass shit. So
yeah, this hotel has some history. We've had some great parties here over the year. To name some of the names that used to be the features at the IFC, I mean, we've had Cesare Tofolo here. We have had Emilio Santini, Lucio Babacco, Lewis Wilson, Paul Stankard, Mylon Townsend, Robert Mickelson. I mean, the list goes on and on.
Dude, yeah.
And then the secondary lineup.
And what I actually looked on their website. They had the list today, and it was pretty amazing. Yeah.
Since Kristen's been here, Joe Peters. Now Mike Shelbo, Eugene. So that's the other thing that
Mike Evans is here. Shelbo's here
Evans.
This year, so they're both here kicking it.
So it feels like that's really starting to be something that she's bringing back. Is making sure that gets.
There's some artists,
even though it's
notoriety.
Even though they're a state-funded school and you can't teach it in the school right now. For now.
Oh, is that how it works?
Yeah. So you can't do it there, but. She's bringing the artists here.
Yeah.
She's bringing the artists here and making sure that it's getting noticed.
That still the artists that are premier in this field, they can still come here. And,
I mean, some of the coolest things I've seen was Paul Stankard just gushing over people like Eugene and things like that, where he's just like, it's unbelievable, you know.
Paul's a character with that stuff, and he's like the most friendly guy.
Will Paul be here this weekend? I hope.
Oh yeah,
he's always here. Trust me.
I imagine he's always here.
This is his event.
I love
Paul's
baby. Every time
he would come up. I can remember the very first year with Robert Mickelson, and there was like 80 people. And I remember after it was over, he came up to us. Now I was a kid, you know, nobody. I was 21, 22 years old maybe, and he comes up to us and he's like, "You guys coming back?" We had this. There's a place down the road from the school. It was like this, right on the river. It was like a bar. He's like, "You guys gonna come back and have some drinks?" He's like, "First round's on me." So he brought. There was like 25 of us that all went back to this bar, and I remember him coming up to me the very first time, and he's just like, "Y'all pipe makers?" They were like, "Yeah." He's just like, "Don't know why you got to push a bowl and everything."
Mickelson said that, or
No, Stankard said this. And you know, Mickelson at the time would talk shit too. Now he's like the biggest pipe maker out there. Yeah, it was some funny shit to see that back in the day, and just some of the history that's come through this, and there's so much that's happened.
So I think it's an event that can bridge some gaps, and
we told so many stories tonight about this hotel, and I mean, I've had like couples proposition to me to come back in the room and watch them have sex. You said about the thing.
Whoa!
Oh yeah, it was hilarious, dude. We were down at the bar and they were like, "We just want to go back. You gonna watch us fuck?" And we're like, I was like, "Fuck yeah!" Todd, I went back to the room and our sourpuss Todd freaking partner was like, "Fuck you!" and just slammed the door on me. It was just like, I was like, well, "What the shit, man? How often do you get off people to offer you to watch them fuck?" I was just
I'm ready to end the podcast right now.
Yeah, it's over.
And go downstairs. We're going downstairs.
We're going down to the bar.
Yeah.
No, it is one of the most weird, unique like hotels and the situations. Like
really
tonight, the guy that was in the lounge tonight, they have the same guy for the last 19 years singing the same.
He's got a Casio keyboard from like 1989.
And he has like a Stratocaster guitar, like a nice guitar.
Telecaster,
that's what it is. And he sits down there and plays freaking guitar and sings these songs like just old classic rock songs.
Jimmy Buffett,
and
stuff
just
like that.
Same songs.
Real slow and laid back and easy too. It's basically.
He was down there tonight.
We were there. He was behind you.
I think I said earlier you could be like at
I don't remember that.
You could be at a retirement village and hear the same
brought him back
stuff. But it's weird because even though we're all here. Back in the day when we'd have 100+ people in the room, crazy glassblowers partying, this guy would be sitting in the midst of it playing these cheesy lounge songs.
They used to have these line dancers that showed up every week we were here. Every year we were here. It was called the Countryside Kickers. And it was like all people 55 to 60 plus older, and they would come wearing all this cowboy gear, and they would set up the craziest line dancing in this thing every year. I mean, they're nicest people. We'd go out there and try to dance with them and just get all drunk and talk shit. And I don't know. It's changed a lot. We don't have as many. I mean, we're old school partiers, so all the young kids nowadays don't have a party. They're all too cheap to come to a bar. They want to sit at home
Yeah.
and share a bottle of freaking Mad Dog.
That's true.
But so all right, let's move on here. So talked about the
let's
IFC.
just everybody. I like to keep on schedule. So we did the IFC roundup. You
Yeah.
told your stories. You're
Yeah.
like, all right, been here for a while. So, of course, every week we like to have a giveaway. So this week ABR is putting out a $150 color sample package of Boro
Batch.
Batch colors.
It's the color
And-
line that we distribute.
Yeah.
It's made in Indiana. It's
Do you guys have like so? I would. Can you just for? I mean, yeah. I don't know. I want to know about Boro Batch. Give us a little sum up of Boro Batch, because and how many colors do you guys have, and what are the people gonna get, and what are
It's
you doing?
basically a couple guys back home in Indiana came to us a while ago. They're not really into the scene. They're not pipe makers, but they were really into
Making color.
just interested in what we were doing. Some
Yeah.
guys we knew. So we brought a guy in. He started first just pulling some tubing. Pulling tubing. Seeing, we're like, okay, we'll melt. We were melting other.
Like
colors,
what were they doing?
other
Just
people's-
melting down other people's colors
Yeah,
and
just
then pulling tubing out of it. All right.
And then it started to develop, and these guys started to learn some stuff. So we basically just facilitated with equipment and everything. And so we have a guy who he pulls all this color, and we're their main distributor for
Yeah.
it. Several people actually carry it. We have people. We have a distributor in England that's carrying it now. Canada. It's Artistry and Glass, and
So
Florida Boro
is he kind of
Supply
remix?
in
So he's not
Florida
actually
also.
like producing original chemical color designs?
Yeah, they are now.
Or they are. So they're
They are
starting with
now.
chemical,
Oh,
or
yeah.
they're not just remixing
Yeah,
other
there's
colors.
about 30 unique colors.
That are original. That they're starting from dry materials and turning into color.
Full-on
Holy shit!
from
You guys
scratch.
are a real color company.
Yeah, we're trying.
I didn't think they were, but they are. That's awesome.
So
I'm glad to hear that. That's cool.
Yeah,
Because
so we
and not to
distribute it
discount
out
the
to other people,
remix, because
so
I
it's
think
great.
the remix version is cool. When
yeah.
people are taking those colors and like choosing, like, I'm gonna mix these two and make something, they're actually coming with some.
So you're gonna do.
So
we're gonna
you
do a
got-
giveaway.
yeah.
He's gonna
Oh, yeah.
give away.
Oh,
what was
Mr.
it?
fucking on schedule here.
We're gonna
Why
get
don't you
into
go
all this
ahead
stuff.
there?
We're gonna talk about your
Fuck
giveaway.
off.
You're gonna.
Yeah,
do-
so let's hear about
So
your giveaway.
it'll be a full-length sample pack. A full.
How many pounds is that?
So gosh, it's got to be. It's probably about 3 pounds of
It's
glass.
3 pounds of color.
Me and,
free
me
shipping.
and Josh might win this. So
Yeah.
And there's several UV.
I'm picking 5
CFLs in
numbers.
that, so it's a good.
Yeah.
It's a really good value.
Cool.
well, how are we gonna enter?
How are we gonna do? We're gonna do a
see on Instagram?
hashtag. What's the hashtag?
So what we're gonna do? We're gonna have when this podcast drops the next day. ABR, myself, we're gonna make a post on Instagram. We're gonna do hashtag Breaking Glass
Yes.
with ABR.
Breaking Glass ABR.
Breaking Glass with ABR, and
Yeah.
then what you'll have to do is come and repost that post.
Yep.
You'll come, whatever app. There's a ton of them.
Yeah,
you can do that with.
whatever it
app
is.
you use.
Or as long as they put pictures in a hashtag, they're going to be in
Well,
there.
no, they'll need to repost the original.
Repost it. All right,
repost
cool.
the original post. We'll put
fair
our
enough.
logo and your guys'
Yeah.
pocket, and we'll be like, okay,
Yeah.
so repost this, and you'll get entered.
Yep.
We'll decide a length of time after maybe like
Totally.
7 days.
We'll give
or
it,
something.
give people
Give everybody a week,
Yeah.
to repost it, and then we'll just randomly.
That's
pick
3
winners.
pounds of colors.
Yeah.
Fuck
And
yeah.
if you're watching this podcast, you probably don't have much of a life, so you
Free
might
color?
as well try to win these 3 pounds because you got nothing better to do. It's going to be a big come up.
Yeah.
So yeah. Well, thank
And
you.
it's a lot of colors you might not
It
have
is-
tried.
Yeah,
well,
cheers.
yeah,
Because
it's
they're
an
new.
experiment. That's the thing. Oftentimes with
They got a lot
colors,
to offer.
oftentimes with color, it's about getting something in your hands, trying it to realize you like it before you really truly invest. Like, oh, I'm going to spend 50 to 80 pounds on a pound of color because I know I like this color. So this is your chance.
So
Enter this contest. We'll be making posts. ABR will be making posts. We'll get you guys into it.
cool
And-
story about Melt, real quick.
Oh yeah, I want to hear
Because
it.
this last year, one of our best-selling colors is Blue Honey. It's basically a cobalt blue with like some heavy silver striping in it. It's just it gets like greens.
Blue
burgundy.
Moonish.
No, it's more of a transparent base, so it's a
Really?
little lighter than
Oh,
Blue
that's
Moon.
cool.
They do have like that kind of a color in Hurricane Strike. It's a nice creamy,
But it's
which,
different. It's not like
but
I
so
like
this
it with a
one's
lighter.
it's called Blue Honey, and so we had an experimental version of it at Melt the first time I came 2 years ago. It was just like all just experimental stuff, and I was selling it for like $25 a pound. A whole bunch of people were like trying it, and then everyone was making stuff with it and came back and they kept buying it and buying it. When I got home, at least a dozen people that were at Melt called me and were like, "Do you have any more of that?" We love it, and so
Yeah.
we were like, I was like, okay. So I told those guys like, you got to put that one in production, and now it's one of the better selling colors, and and so discovered that.
Actually, yeah, it makes, and honestly, just that
a lot of the
that
pieces,
description makes me interested in trying it. Like saturated with silver, but still enough transparent base that it doesn't just get
it's not
totally,
mud. It doesn't
get mud out. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, interesting. I'd like to see that.
Yeah, check it out. So we'll give away a sample pack. Be watching for the podcast to drop, and then we'll do a post, and we'll make sure everybody knows about it, and give you a little time to enter. And
we'll give everybody at least a good 5, 6 days.
We'll send you a T-shirt and some stickers and everything.
Stickers,
that's even a bonus.
Yeah, you guys are gonna. It's I want somebody to win this step.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Well,
so let's dive into it.
Yeah.
So we're with Dave Martin from ABR, again, probably one of the biggest lampwork suppliers in the country. I don't know who else I would throw out in front of you, like you guys fulfill all needs for whether it's kilns, soft glass, different COEs, tools, videos, books.
Yeah.
I mean, you guys are so comprehensive. I don't even know that there is, and I have, again, like I know I'm just kind of rambling on here, but I have to say that I have relationships with so many suppliers, but you guys are the most comprehensive one that's out there, and I can say that without being like, I'm not hurting anybody else's feelings.
When did ABR start?
So ABR really started, it started in the Magic Glassworks barn glass shop, actually, where that pipe company was doing really well. We were doing a lot of production. Things were slamming back then, and so of course we were buying glass in bulk, because we were, making tubes.
Yeah,
so
you're buying material.
We had racks of clear.
You had racks of clear.
So in Indiana, where we're from, there was just very few people blowing glass in the mid to late 90s. I mean, there was just a handful of us. So people knew us.
Yeah. Because they could get material.
They were like, "Oh, those guys are up there, like really doing it." We had a catalog. Ross was going.
This is what year is this?
So this is the 20th anniversary of Champs. It's going on right now. Ross has been to every single one. Every single show they've ever done, he's been there, which is crazy. I bet no one else can claim that other than the people that run it.
I don't think he
but
half them could.
Yeah, for the first 5 years, he went as a glass blower and a supplier. So they rocked that out, man. And so we had that kicking, and it was going. And so people started showing up, and it's really how I met Ross and got involved with ABR. I would drive up to Bloomington, sell glass to his shop and some other people. And then, I need, 10 tubes of 12 mil. I get some 19 and some 25, and that's unheard of. There was really only a couple other companies in the country really that you could order from at the time. I ordered all my first stuff from Glasscraft from, Rich and Janelle.
Yep.
And so that was those people were really some of the first. But what I think that ABR can kind of claim is that when Operation Pipe Dreams happened, which we all unfortunately remember that have been blowing glass as long as we have, but when that went down, we were like, what the fuck are we going to do? Like, we were a big company, so we were not only worried, but we were like, hey, what are we going to do? What are we going to do? And we were like, well, people keep showing up here and buying glass, and Ross started ABR, and he started doing the dichro images, and that's why we have the imagery on the end of our name.
It gets imagery.
So ABR Imagery, that's how
we
we started. So it got set as a business as ABR Imagery, and so we did dichroic images for years, a couple years, and then as people started to need stuff, we were like, well, you know what? There's this new industry out there, this pipe industry, and as good as Glasscraft and the other people in the industry were at the time,
West Coast centric.
We weren't getting. No one was calling them and being like, "Yeah, I'm a pipe maker." You weren't getting any deals. No one got 30% off everything. No one got any of that. And so we were kind of on the outside looking in to the supply industry as young pipe makers in the early 2000s. So we didn't really have an in anywhere. No one had an in.
Yeah.
You had Winship in Eugene, which all you Eugene guys, we were like that.
Yeah.
But in Indiana,
we were out there.
We were in Indiana, which was like
we have whale on East Coast, so.
Yeah. And so in Indiana, man, you can have a more conservative red state, so like pipe making and everything involved with it. If you had a place to be worried about it, Indiana's probably on top of the list. But so all these people start coming, they start buying, and we were one of the people that were like, our customers were pipe makers. Mm-hmm. We built our supply in our stock based on pipe makers, not on the other what had previously been based on scientific
Well.
bead making was all,
okay,
so in the
interesting,
late
yeah.
90s. So we were honestly, I feel like we were the first company that came out as a supplier that was looking to supply the pipe makers because
Yeah.
no one else was
But,
looking to do that at the time.
Well, let me pose this to you. Winship definitely wasn't doing it for the bead makers.
Oh no, Winship was doing it, but that's in Eugene, Oregon. That's
Okay.
another in
All right,
19,
so that's a different. Okay,
1999, early 2000s. That wasn't even.
All right, because I was like
Well, it
thinking
was before,
like
it was
'cause
before internet. So
I
nobody
actually-
knew how to
we're
even find the shit.
Yeah, we're talking.
I
You
early
couldn't just
internet,
Google it
no
and find
social
freaking
media.
glass blowing.
But what I think ABR did that nobody else did is that you probably had people. What you had is the people supplying bead makers, and then you had people like Winship supplying the pipe makers, and then fucking Ross came in and was like, "I'm going to
gonna do it
supply
all."
both of you guys.
Yeah.
I am a lamp work supply.
And-
I'm supplying soft glass. I'm going to show up at the bead show. I'm going to show up at the pipe show, and I'm actually the most educated glass blower." Than Mike Franz is, or than Dave Winship is, because they were like
He had all the
one-sided.
knowledge, yeah.
I mean,
Well,
that's what
also-
I thought you guys
Also, the
brought to
scientific
it.
side.
You
Ross,
guys hit
you know,
everything.
He had the scientific side
Yeah.
too, so he was kind of had the
Oh,
whole.
and the scientific.
Yeah.
Well, of course, and then again the scientific side. So you're right, 100%. Like he also
He's
went
been
to
in
everything. He
ASGS,
didn't miss it.
everything.
Ross was comprehensive. He like approached this thing and spread out like
Yeah.
a blob and hit
Yeah.
everything, while other people were like isolated in their fields. You had Mark Franz trying to supply bead makers. You had Winship over here only living off of lamp workers.
In a regional area,
In
too, yeah.
in a regional
Yeah.
area. So like you guys, again,
We were right in the middle of the
you're
country.
Right in the
man.
middle of the country.
We can get to anywhere in 3
Yeah.
days, and
Well, that's what happened with people like I said. I was always with Whale, and they had everything, and then they just stopped carrying everything.
Yeah.
You know,
So
it's like they don't have anything anymore. You know, you can't get anything from them.
Yeah.
so one thing you brought up that I really just want to touch on real
Let's
quick
hear it. Touch it.
was because you brought up the bead making side of things and how it branched and how ABR was like kind of.
Oh, yeah.
There is a person responsible for that. His name's Lewis Wilson.
Yep.
Well, it's not.
Let's hear about it. We've heard Lewis Wilson stories.
We have heard
love
Lewis
Lewis
Wilson
Wilson
stories.
stories.
So-
Tell us what's your best Lewis Wilson story. Drop it.
So first, I'm going to say super good things real quick.
Oh, me too.
Not that I have any bad to say, but
no,
I
yeah.
have some fun things to say.
Yeah.
But Lewis really, I think Ross and several people. Did you go to Albuquerque, the flame off back in the day? So like people like
Dude, that is
talked
like
about this.
all right. Again,
So-
let me just reiterate. Heartbreak. Biggest thing I ever missed in my life is
Okay.
that thing.
Yeah, me
Like,
too.
Right? Don't you feel like that's the thing I missed? Like I would be part of this scene. That's what I.
You had all those folks there. I
Dude,
mean, you had
epic.
Delaney, you had Marcel, you had Lucan before
Gateson.
Salt was even in thought.
Dude,
before it was
fucking
Lucan.
people in the audience. Like, you're like, oh, there's Dave. I mean, I don't want to name people that. It's ridiculous.
It was
yeah.
ridiculous. So
It is,
Lewis bridged.
In Albuquerque.
He was the bridge for what I feel like, especially the supply industry.
Yeah.
And a lot of that came out of that Tucson show because we would go out there, and I don't know, there is no trade show in the glass industry who had a better supply tent, or a better. It was because it was outside
Yeah.
the tent. But we used to call it the tool tent.
The tool tent, yeah. I
And-
was there. Yeah.
And it was everyone, dude. Hot Glass Color, us, Franz,
Yeah.
Arrow Springs, Winship,
Aerospace.
Gaffer
Who are
Glass.
they?
Yeah, just
Who the fuck is Aerospace? They fucking disappeared. Like, they used to be a
Sundance.
fucking contender.
all these people were in the same tent. And
Yeah.
something that happened year after year, was that would be like a meeting of everyone.
Well-
and that was Lewis's thing. So like Lewis brought all these people together, and honestly, we all learned from each other. I developed great friendships with some of our competitors,
Yep.
but like Dave Winship, love and respect that
dude,
guy.
I love Dave
dear
so
friend
much.
of mine. Several people out there in the industry that I met through Lewis still are some of my best
Dude,
friends.
that show.
If it wasn't for Lewis, I
That
wouldn't
show
have.
at the fucking chemo veterans.
Yeah.
Whatever the fuck it's called.
Keno Veterans Center. Yeah.
Dude, that thing is epic. We were beating
It's now
tamales there.
Yeah, old Tucson tamale
We've eaten
truck,
some
man.
fucking tamales.
Yeah. And
Tamale Brothers.
Yeah. And everybody used to come to that show. I mean, back in the day,
Yeah,
so you would have the Mazzei brothers, you would have Andrew Brown, Margaret Zinzer, Harold Cooney,
Jared DeLong,
The
Ben Bertoni,
O'Grady's.
Piper, Vershawn.
Come on,
fucking
man.
all the Japanese guys.
Yeah,
all the
Akihiro.
Japanese guys made their start there.
Yeah.
Fucking
Yeah, Lewis.
Bosai. I mean, you
Bosai.
can list you've never been to a better show.
Yeah, that's what I mean.
Seriously, you've never been to a better show.
So that show
Except for Mel.
That show was a serious like bridge builder for so many, and I feel like if it weren't for Lewis's shows, a lot of things wouldn't have happened.
So that's a nice Lewis Wilson story.
Yeah. So
Lewis, I got great. I'll tell you, one of my favorite Lewis Wilson stories is actually, like, I had done Lewis's shows, I'd done his show at the Beat Show like 3 years, and then at the Las Vegas Bead Expo. I end up into an elevator. Lewis is in there with 3 other people, right? I walk into the elevator, hit the button, go up 2 floors. 3 people leave. It's me and Lewis. As soon as that door shuts, he's like, "Are you holding?" Dude, and I was like, what? I was like, what does that mean? I did, because I was a little outdated. Even I'm not that old.
Like I said, there's times where at AGI, the first year I ever met Lewis, I remember dressing up as a woman and fucking going in. Well, not the other store we talked about, but then we did a photo shoot in the bathroom, and I had him go into the bathroom and hold me up against the wall and fucking act like he was choking me out and shit. And like, we have all these photos. I have them.
Yeah,
You were there that one year.
These.
I did not see that. I can guarantee you.
I'm crawling around on the bathroom floor and freaking literally like Lewis is like behind me, like fucking acting like he's easing up. Like we did a whole photo shoot, me and him. It was like seriously some of the funniest shit ever. I'll bust him out for you later.
I had a great time with Lewis.
And we'll put a couple of those in the podcast.
Just last year, went to the Armadillo Art Glass Initiative, which is in Austin, Texas, Craig Lewis's event, and he came down and we went out and saw music. We stayed in the same hotel. We drove around town all together. That was just last year. We had a ball. Lewis, he messages me all the time. He still orders from me all the time. He's just
he's good.
He's a great guy.
Yeah, I got
so cheers to Lewis.
Cheers, Lewis.
Cheers, Lewis. These stories are coming out.
Little Lewis Moonshine Toast.
The podcast before this one probably.
All right, so let's fucking get cut to the bone. Let's get to the shit.
Yeah.
All right, Dave.
What you got? Thanks.
What do you got?
I got something for you. The trade show industry is saturated, and you guys are starting a new show.
Okay.
So tell us what's up.
The FAM show.
How do you fit into it? And
I got a flyer.
And let me be the first person to say in your defense, you're starting a show in a vacuum that Glassroots left open. They fucking had a show over there in the Midwest. They decided to move their show to North Carolina now. This is not a criticism to them, but I'm saying they've left an open space. You're starting a show out there, but you're still starting a show that is saturated by artists.
Sure.
But tell us about what you're doing, because I support you, and I'm throwing the question hard, but I also support what you're doing.
It's a question we want to answer.
But you want to
tell us. It's a new show.
So let's get it out.
It's a new show. It's the FAM Glass show.
And we'll be there.
Functional art movement. So basically, for years, and like I said, nothing but gratitude to the Glassroots folks for doing the show in the Midwest for so long. So
that was an important place to hold the show, because the shows are coastally land trade.
I
mean, it's basically east. Yeah, you're very coastal.
Very coastal.
So,
a lot of the shops, especially basically, we probably have a very unique view of the glass industry being in the Midwest, because we're in a pocket of it where there's a lot of people who blow glass. Tons of people.
Yeah.
Some of the most talented people blowing glass are in the Midwest. You got people like Freak, you got people like Evil Empire, you got
Krunkenstein.
You got Devin, you got Paul. You got those guys up there. I mean,
Ghost was up there. He just moved.
Just in Bloomington, we've got Huffy and we've got Terry Sharp, and there's Dee Sherper from India. Terry's from Indy, so he's back in Indianapolis now. Him and Dee have a shop together now. So those guys.
I've never been. We're coming out.
Yeah. So it's we've got a great core of people, and like I said, being our perspective is unique as ABR because we see all those people. We really know how many there are in the Midwest, and it is extensive. I mean, we've got, I'm not kidding you, like we have walk-in business, basically people that just walk in, and these people are people from, 3 to 4 hour radius, and which, like I said, is central ZR. That touches Ohio, Kentucky, Missouri, Illinois, Wisconsin, Michigan. So all those states, so there's a lot of people. And so those people basically grew to love that event. And I don't mean necessarily as vendors or as people who
Glassroots. How big was Glassroots?
It was not it's not like Champs. I mean, it's a smaller show, but that's
Like how many exhibitors? Like 100?
Yeah, probably,
at least 100.
Probably 130, 140.
Yeah,
Because they would have people out in the hall. I mean, it was a good show, and it was all glass. You know, it was an American glass show.
American-made glass.
Good stuff. And so it was something that started small. First couple were really small. It started tiny, and then it grew into a larger event where they started doing things like demos and classes, and that brought in where it wasn't just a wholesale show anymore. Artists could attend, people could attend as the public and sign up for classes and see the demos and come just be in the scene. So basically in the Midwest, we don't have that, man. Like we do not have that. We do have the Michigan Glass Project, but it's focused on
charity,
on a charity and glass. So
and
most of these kids who had never had a booth before don't even know where to start. They got their education on a wholesale glass show at Glass Roots. And I cannot.
How many years has it been?
10.
10. All right.
So I can't tell you how many kids come through our shop out in the warehouse as walk-ins. And I think I said this to you earlier.
Yeah.
On their way out, they're like, "We'll see you at Roots, man. We'll see you at Glass Roots. We'll see you there. We'll see you in Madison this year." And so, like, it was the one event that hundreds of these kids would come to.
Well, it serviced the middle of the country. That's the thing. Again, like all of the shows are in Vegas. They're in Florida. They're in Atlantic City. They're up in.
Not everybody can fly. Not everybody can travel.
It's
like that.
East Coast melt. It's fucking burning calorie.
And it wasn't just
witch doctor.
Wasn't just the buyers. Not only does it service the stores and the buyers in that area.
The glass
blowers who really just don't. Like I said, most of them have not been. A lot of these kids have never been to a Champs or an Age or Glass Vegas or whatever or any of the big shows, and so they could get a real education on what what a booth should look like. Who do I talk to? Who are these buyers? How do I talk to them? How do I meet them? You know, and I know kids that that show meant a lot to them.
Yeah.
So when it was gone, we we heard a lot of people coming to us like
it's gone this year, so they decided to move the show.
Yeah. So Glass Roots has moved their show from the Midwest, Wisconsin, to North Carolina, Asheville. Which is, we're not going to explore why they did that or whatever.
Which is fine.
But the reality is that there's a huge part of the middle of the country. You can't just hold the show for 8 years in the middle of the country and then leave it and have this like vacuum of like what happens. People are people want to drive there or attend it. There's a huge population in the middle of the country that wants a trade show.
So our original,
especially up there.
Yeah, our original intention was to just let's maybe throw a party, let's have a gathering, and we at first we were like, well, should we do it in Bloomington? Should we do it in our hometown? And then we're like, well, that cuts off a lot of people that Glass Roots would touch, like Minnesota and Wisconsin and the Dakotas even. All kinds of people come out of all corners for that. And so I was like, well, that's a real great town as well. It's very similar to
How far is it from Bloomington?
Just under 5 hours.
Oh, whatever.
So it's very regional for us. We ship stuff to that area every day, so it's like it's very regional and we know a lot of people. And so that's what it came down to, was like all these people were coming out of the woodwork to us and saying, well, we need a show. We still want to show, because for years I told everyone, every time I go to Vegas, every time I go to Eugene, or I'd go to Atlantic City, or I'd come out here, I'd be like, man, come to Glass Roots, come to Midwest.
Yeah.
Well, I'll show you what we can do, because we got the chill, man.
Yeah. So what's your event? So your event this year, how many spots do you think you're gonna have?
We've got about 100 open booths.
It's being held in a cool facility, right?
Yeah, it's in the Monona Terrace, which is the original venue that the Glass Show was in back in the day, and it's a really cool building, Frank Lloyd Wright building, super cool, right on a lake. And I can just tell you right now that we're in August. It's August 17th to the 19th. That time of the year,
primo weather
in the mid-northern U.S. is just primo.
The best weather.
Beautiful weather.
Yeah. What's the like in terms of like is it an expensive town to go to visit?
Oh no, it's super affordable. So basically, it's a college Midwest. It's a Big Ten Midwest college town.
Yeah.
So hotels are affordable, restaurants are affordable. It's so easy to traverse. I memean, everything is with you can walk.
Hotels lined up for blocks?
We've got a block at the Hilton there, which is attached to the Monona Terrace, so you can get a room.
Yeah,
so you can block a room. or you can, there's other hotels. It's in the downtown area, and the downtown area there is pretty small.
We're gonna drive from PA.
Yeah,
It's gonna be like
we're
14
definitely
hours.
and again, full disclosure, we're definitely coming. We want to support you guys. I want to get behind you guys, and I think it is important. Like, I mean, I don't quite understand. I'd love to have the Glassroots people on to explain why they would take their show from the Midwest and move it to an East Coast town like Asheville and leave that space open.
I mean, there's a huge art community
I think
down
the
there.
country
I can
needs
see
a
that.
show.
Asheville is
there.
a town that has a lot of art.
Oh, it's super,
And
but it's
I
super
think-
expensive. It's like, why that town? I mean, I'm just saying, like, but yeah, I don't know
People
why
want
they
that
would do that.
hipster-
I really think
Well,
that you guys have something. I hope it happens there.
I think that they
because-
wanted to be in Asheville,
again,
but they didn't want to add a second
Yeah,
show.
but
So
if you guys open up your show to like be so inclusive of the pipe community, the bead community, if you promote it that way, you're gonna create something. Have bead classes there, all that.
we've offered free booths to any non-for-profits or educational people, so including Salem.
You know we don't make any money, right?
Yeah.
Okay, sweet. Good. We're gonna be.
Melt makes no money.
So I think Kristen may come from the
Side
from
note,
Salem.
fuck off people who think we make money.
Yeah. So
I won't name any names.
ASGS is gonna take a booth. We've got a lot of people coming in.
Yeah.
And we've got some big name national distributors coming in, but like mostly we're gonna have a lot of Midwest artists. Like Freddie's coming. Enough said.
But enough said. Right there, boom. And drop the mic.
We've got some distributors, like we've got Roar and we've got Glass Sex and we've got some other people, but we've got all of the guys that were part of the Freaking Friends. All those guys are going to be there. So Freak, I'm pretty sure Evil Empire is on board. Jay,
Yep. Friends of Evil Empire.
Yeah,
good people.
Yeah, good guy.
Good guy.
Super talented guy.
Tell me your best thing about him right now.
Skills, dude. Because I don't know him personally too well, but
He's pretty.
Well, he actually sent me a message today, so that's why I'm just saying that. It's okay.
For Mel?
Yeah, for Mel. So yeah, we're thinking about you, but we're so booked at this point. But this isn't. I'll just say that this guy's. If this guy has something nice to say, endorsement.
he brings
But
scientific shit to the game that most people can't
he's
do.
badass.
All right, so boom, dropping it. Let's bring it back up. One of the things that we want to push in our podcast is let's bring it up to like, what do people need to know right now? Dave, you've been around. You've been a glassblower. You're in the supply industry, which, if anything, I think the supply industry kind of has like a little view of what's going on before everybody else, because you see it. You see the input of like, oh, people are ordering this. We need this. You're coming into the industry right now as a glassblower. What should you be thinking about? And you, what's your perspective on that?
As far as what you should be making?
Well,
or
maybe what is
should
your making? Well, I'm leaving it really open. So, like, imagine you're a glassblower coming into it right now, but with the experience and knowledge of Dave, a supplier of the industry. So, if you're coming into the glassblowing industry right now, what are you? What
if
are
you're
you
coming
gonna
in
do?
as a beginner, first thing you need to do is sit down, shut up, and learn how to blow glass.
Yeah,
That's huge.
Period.
Okay.
Okay, so like most kids today learn to blow glass. I mean, I can't remember his name right now. I should know
Well, they
his
learn
name.
how to blow in a weekend.
They really learn how to. There's a kid out there who learned how to blow glass basically on YouTube, and he's collabed with everybody now, and he's blowing minds.
Sure, big.
And, no, I can't remember his name. He's super young. He's just killing it, and so basically he's a unique example that most
and
people,
I love you, buddy. You're good, buddy.
most people are like learning by watching videos online.
It's crazy, right?
So
they go to Torch Talk and they can learn how to blow glass in a weekend.
So I learned to blow.
They might not have the skills.
You guys
but they
know.
how to do it.
You guys know Huffy,
Yeah,
right?
oh, sure.
So me and Huffy,
You don't know?
Huffy Volta
I'm
Glass.
so bad. I'm worse.
He's got a studio in Bloomington. Anyway, he's as OG as me and Ross. Me and him learned to blow glass together side by side from the same guy. Dean Stevens, I should say his name. He doesn't blow much glass as much anymore, but he is super talented. Worked with Cesare even, did all kinds of stuff. Went to Penland for years. Super talented guy. Anyway, we learned from him at the same time, and he made us sit down and literally do butt seals and do.
That's how you learn, though.
Just take pieces of tubing and put them together. I think we did it for a month and a half before he even thought about teaching us anything.
That's when I teach a class. That's the first thing I teach.
Learn the medium.
I make people take 8 mil rod and I make them put it together.
Yeah.
Pull it apart, put it together. pull it apart, and I make them do that over and over again until they can make a nice straight piece of glass. And I think that's like the first fundamental.
Do not rush that shit, because I see you see so many.
Well, you
kids
go in torch
that
talk
are,
and places like that, and you see kids. They'll be like, "I've been in torch for like 2 months, and I made this piece," and they're like making these rigs, and they're like, but they're like, you can tell that they just don't have all those fundamentals.
Do not put in your Instagram bio on the torch since 2018. Don't do that.
Do not do that.
Don't do that. That doesn't matter. Your time matters in like 20 years. Right now, what matters is that you're sitting down, learning the medium, doing it right, and honest to God, like, then you can start to worry about whatever,
for sure,
pushing yourself, building a name, making projects that are gonna like promote
you shouldn't get into a project with anybody unless you have the skills to back it
right.
up.
And so you see a lot of people that basically just they're blowing glass and they see something online and they get it in their head and they make this really janky version of it and they post it, and it's like, no man, you shouldn't do that. You should really make sure you.
Well, that's our shop mate Todd, our partner from Melt, like you said.
Post for criticism.
I made him give away his first 100 pipes. Remember? He wrote them down. He keeps track of them still. He can tell you how many pipes he's made to date. He keeps a little tally fucking board, which is insane. And he basically, but I made him in the first 100. I was like, give away your first 100 spoons. I was like, don't sell them, give them away. He literally gave every one of them away. He still gives them away now, but he's given away a first 100 of them, and he never skipped one.
I could be drunk, but what was your advice for the person coming into glass?
Learn how to blow glass.
Learn how to blow glass. Okay.
No,
I just want to crystallize it in one statement.
Take your time.
Take your time.
Like actually learn what you're doing. Learn techniques. Take some classes. Get someone to come in and teach you. It's worth the time.
And
self-taught's good, and that's how you develop your own style.
I'm going to synthesize it, and maybe and back me up on this, or say you're wrong. And because I kind of agree. I think some people come into glass right now very one-dimensionally.
Oh,
so like that's what you're saying. Like, learn about glass. Don't just know your one little detail.
Yeah.
Like, have a more comprehensive knowledge. Because I see people come in, they're like, actually, they can be actually kind of successful, but it can be a very one-dimensional aspect.
Well, that's because they look at a video.
Quarter of it is that way. You have a person, that's what they do, one thing, and that's what they're known for. It's all they do.
But you wanna. That's why I see a program like what Salem has here is so beneficial to the kids, and a lot of the kids that come out here, and I'm telling you, I have seen some kids out here in this program at Salem who really sacrifice. They're not rich kids.
Well, there's nothing here.
Yeah,
I mean, they're not coming to Salem because it's the hot spot to hang out.
Man, when you leave here,
there ain't fucking nothing here.
Seems like a cool town.
No, there ain't nothing cool.
If you jump into something, if you jump in here and learn. In 2 years, like really learning,
and you spend your time learning
real people that are teaching you, you're gonna be able to go the things that you're gonna be able to do.
Well, like I said, some of the people that's come out of this,
you could go be a pipe maker, sure, but you could also go
and
do
work
100
for Dow
other things.
Chemicals and freaking make freaking apparatuses like the dude from Gilligan's Island.
It's all about
Tim Dreyer, prime example.
It's good.
Motherfucker's a beast.
So yeah, I mean, I'll expand on it a little bit. I don't want to just leave it at, hey, you should learn to blow glass. But
that's what I know.
I think that the next thing you have to do after that is develop your own unique thing. Don't just go and learn. There's a lot of value in learning how to do your first wigwag and how to do your first honeycomb and how to get all those things done. It's part of your steps or whatever. But like, really learn the medium and advance it in your own way. Like
right,
do something
advice.
different.
Yeah. What's your number one selling item?
Yeah,
as a supplier.
That's a good question.
Good.
That's a good question.
There's no question.
Best selling item. Best tool.
Okay, well, you can break it down.
Best tool for lamp rigging.
And then you go, what's your best
You gotta make
pellet?
it specific. Then
What's
you
your
can
best
tell
pellet?
us the best selling. But tell us.
I'd say the best tool,
Pins and needles.
One of the most consumed things is probably anything that has to do
Tungsten
with
tweezers?
hand protection.
Oh, really?
What?
Yeah, gloves.
They're all
bitches.
Pussies.
Well,
My hands, I never fucking worried a day about my hands.
I grab hot glass.
Whatever.
I'm telling you though.
Alright, we said best tool, not best maxi.
He said best selling.
I wanted to say
What's
I
best tool?
I totally want to see tampon, but that feels
One of the
really
most useful
sexist.
tools.
I wanted to.
I would say the most
that's so
useful,
sexist.
popular
I want
tool,
an actual like handheld tool.
easily the 50 to 100 mil Herbert Arnold claw. The
Really?
three-prong one.
I'm sorry.
Holy
I'm
shit!
sorry, I wanted to say.
I can't believe that. That's the number one. That's an expensive tool.
Well,
like $250.
So I'll say the reason I say that is because there's
Because you
never.
want to sell more.
No, there's never. Oh, I do. Sure.
I want one. Get a plug for that.
Oh, I need one now too.
You guys are
That's
both
the
buying
best
two
one.
tomorrow.
I'm getting it. I'm getting it.
I do want one. They're expensive.
But listen, so like people.
We're
people-
also for
you can
everyone
do
we
anything.
sell, we
You
get a
can do a lot of them.
$10 kickback.
It's the true, like, if you're trying to make what everyone's trying to make, which is a rig,
Mini rig, little
a
rig.
beaker bottom or a foot bottom
They hold them
rig.
perfect.
Holds them perfect. So they have two styles, actually. One
you know
holds
what's
the
fucked up
beaker.
is I'm scared to death to grab my glass with metal like that.
You don't have to be with those. That's the difference.
That's what I was
So
wondering.
I guess the reason I say that is that there has never been a tool that costs what that costs that I've seen people more happy to fork the money over for.
And why is that
again.
tool do
Because it
that?
fucking works.
And
That's
it
it.
never cracks.
No crack.
I mean, if
It seems to me like grabbing a nice finished piece with a big piece of 3 pieces of metal. It just one of
He's
these things that scare me.
you gotta put it in a kneeling flame.
Gotta put it in a kneeling flame?
Gotta get warm them up a little bit.
Warm 'em up a little bit.
Yeah, I always warm on my. Yeah, warm it up a little bit.
You got to. I mean, isn't that basic? No, see, they don't teach that on YouTube. I don't think so. I don't know. It might not be common.
No, I used to do that a
anymore.
lot actually.
You gotta
and I
warm
kinda
your
moved
tools
away
up,
from it
man.
because I'm always like making things that are so crazy.
You can't
and I'm
touch
like,
any hot glass with a cold tool. That's
No, I don't do that. But so okay, what's your favorite? What's your best color?
Best color ever. Ever.
Well,
What's
like
your best color?
extinct, not extinct. Like if you only had one color.
My favorite color is one that never got released.
What's that?
It was ruby slippers that Charles' old North
So
Star.
what's your
made.
number one
Charles
selling
and
color?
Nancy had North Star.
Drop the mic.
That
Ruby
was
slippers.
That was it.
These guys will
man.
never see that.
Yeah.
So.
I love that color. It's my
I
favorite
still
color.
have
What's
I'm sitting on. I'm sitting
what's
on
your
a
best
pound
color
of that.
sold?
I'm sitting
What's
on
the
a pound
most
of that.
number one selling color?
You know, this is crazy, but it's true. And,
Cobalt
no, well, I
This
mean,
sounds like a Katy Perry song.
tag slime.
Slime.
He got that.
Here
Joke.
you got that
Slime,
slime.
slime was the one for like 5-6 years, and still today we sell out of it.
know.
The
Right.
same one that cracks our
Dude,
coins.
Yeah, whatever. Sure.
I didn't look at the camera.
This was slime.
That's all you got.
This was slime like 6-7 years ago. I don't know about the slime.
Old
now,
slime?
but the slime when that first came out. So it was. You can't tell me it wasn't one of the first ones that did what it does.
Oh, slime's awesome. It's a cool color.
So I'm talking about
cracks
over.
the best.
I'm talking about
So-
over history for
Okay,
sales.
so slime. What's
Elvis
okay?
slime
Here's
was
a,
one
here's
of
a
the
question I have real
best
quick.
ones.
What about serendipity?
I mean, it wasn't.
Tubing.
The tubing is good, but it's not. It's not on the consumption level.
We want to hear this
Dude.
right now. Is Illuminati dead or is it coming
Yeah,
back?
what's up with the Illuminati?
The Illuminati, you know, I don't know. I think that there's a supply shortage with uranium, and I think that it might be longer than people think. So I don't know. I mean,
is it gone?
That's the most PC answer.
I don't know. You have to ask somebody that knows.
We figured you'd know because you're the man.
They don't tell us that.
Oh shit!
They're not,
Blow
gonna
his
tell,
pay grade.
they're not gonna tell me the secret to their best-selling color. But I'm gonna tell you right now that Illuminati was another one that was amazing in the way that it was one of the first of its kind that was $100 a pound, and I've never seen people more happy
to buy it.
to buy it for $100 a pound. Like that was
Out of all the UV
it
colors
set
right now.
precedent.
I'm not happy.
Yeah.
Out of all the UV colors right now,
Yeah.
what colors?
The UV colors now are the ones. Oh, look out! The ones that are.
Hey, don't spill.
Oh, right.
Fuck
It's
it.
okay. So I'd say the UVs that are most popular now are the ones. There's. Well,
Have you seen that
honestly,
gray blue one from Troutman?
Yeah,
That one's sweet. Huh?
the those are really cool. So like that's
'Cause they're kind of on the
parallax,
surface,
and it's
but
got
they're-
it actually goes like blue, green,
Gray,
purple.
Yeah.
No, gray.
That's one of my
Blue,
favorite
gray.
CFLs, and I think CFL has kind of taken over the UV. I think
This guy can't see me. He's colorblind. Do you know
Can't see
colorblind
CFL.
people can't
Oh,
see
really?
CFL?
I can see color.
Seriously, did you not know that?
Lewis Wilson's colorblind. He told me that he can't always see all the
Dude.
colors.
One day where I'm hanging out with Kevin and he's like, I'm selling all this stuff, but I feel like I'm ripping people off. This shit doesn't change color. And I'm like, that changes color.
Yeah.
You're fucking colorblind.
I was buying
Yeah.
it and I didn't know it.
Dude,
I
he
thought I
thought
was
he'd
just
been
ripping
ripping
That's
people
a bummer.
off. And
I already like something that's newer.
But I can see red, green, blue.
Can I tell you
like
this
say
story
Shippy
one more
peach
time?
or something like that?
Yeah.
I can't. I see the peach color, but then I don't see it change.
He can't say green.
He says green, but I don't see
nothing.
green. It just looks like peach.
It looks the same. It's
It's
really
just
funny.
Spectrum thing.
To, like-
you just can't catch.
And you sold it for all that time. People
Well,
were
I
like,
found out about this problem within a year.
I know, it's
because I remember coming back from a show and then telling you about it, and
That's
because I was like, I just sold another piece, and I was like, dude, I
But you can see color and everything else?
I can see like orange and pink and
But
green.
just
and
not
all
the
this-
CFL
I
shit.
can't see a CFL
I don't know that
change.
you can see pink and green.
You pick out something pink, and I'll tell you if it's pink
I'll
or
pick
green.
out something pink and I'll pick out something green. You'll be like, it's pink and pink.
I
You'll
see
be
pink.
like, you won't know.
I can see green. I can see the gold.
I'll tell you what though.
All right, let's hit Dave with some hard hitting questions.
Oh boy, let's go.
No, what did you have to say? You had
I was
something
just
to
gonna
say.
say one more thing about the colors that I think more than anything, UV is still a thing clearly, but like I feel like the CFL and the transparent.
People love the transparency.
Transparents are just
It's so
taking
hot
over,
right now.
man. It's what
Fancy.
everybody wants, man.
Transparency is so
Transparent, so hot right
It's
now.
like 1995 all over again, man.
And that CFL, everybody just likes shit. If it changes color, it's just a wow factor. It's like you see it,
Yeah,
like, oh my god, look at this! Boom,
Well,
it
it's a
changes.
selling point, you know. It's something.
Just like the
it's
UV.
a selling point.
You know, we'll be at the
Yeah.
show and like you'll be looking at something like one of them big UV fish pieces we make. You look at it, you're like, wow, it's a crazy piece. Then you hit the black light and it's like, holy shit, that thing glows like.
Oh, that's a
All
good
right.
question.
Boom, boom, boom.
All right, let's hear it.
Rapid questions.
What you got?
Best clear. Okay, if you're buying clear, you're beginning. So what we got one. We probably have about 2,000 followers right now. I
Right.
guess maybe plus or minus 5. So what they want to know is like a couple like key point questions. Best clear if you're a beginning glass blower to buy.
Cymax.
Cymax. All right.
Not as a beginner. As a beginner,
Doesn't matter.
Amateur,
As a beginner, buy
professional.
China because you're learning. But as a pro, buy
Don't ever
Cymax
buy
because
that
the
China,
best
it sucks.
results.
Cymax all the
Cymax,
way, man.
sorry.
Cymax checks the best fume.
All right. Number one selling tool at ABR. Tool for lamp working.
You already told us.
No, he didn't.
He said there's holding fingers from free.
No.
Well, they're not the best selling, but they're definitely the most.
Tungsten tweezers, handy endies, bowl push. What do people buy most? What's your best selling thing? Like what does every glass blower need?
I'd say the thing.
5 tools.
No pressure. What does every glass blower need?
I'd
5
say
tools.
the,
No
well,
pressure.
there's the classics, the reamer and the paddle and all
Oh,
that.
man.
But like as far as newer things or things that people are using that people didn't use for a long time, I'd say heat pads.
Like
Heat pads are
the
nice.
little ones or big ones?
Just the 10 by 10.
Oh, I need them.
People love those.
I need
Yeah.
one of those too.
We got them.
What's your number one? What's your number one selling torch?
The more selling torch. Best torch, Dave.
Best
torch. Not number
Well,
one selling. Best torch.
well,
Oh, this is his opinion.
Oh yeah, best. Yeah, I don't want. I want his opinion.
For me, what I still like to use a Carlisle.
Yeah,
yeah. Well,
I mean that's
Yeah.
We're also we're only
Carlisle.
about
Fucking.
we're only about like 15 minutes from Carlisle's shop
I
right
was
now.
gonna tell you. Seriously,
all
Carlisle's
old,
the way
though.
to go. That's what I use.
We're all old.
We all
so-
use Carlisle's. Fuck
How old are you?
you, Herbie.
38.
You
I'll be
Herbie.
39 in a couple
Fuck
weeks.
you.
Yeah.
He's old.
I'm fucking old.
But
I'm fucking old.
I'm the next oldest.
Fuck Herbies.
Carlisle's what I learned on, and I still it's when I
Me
blow
too.
glass, that is what I blow.
We're all
glass
Team
on.
Carlisle.
Yeah, I'm all about a Carlisle.
Team
But
Carlisle.
as far as what people are buying today the most, and I'll say this, like I said to you guys earlier, we are like really stocking and selling a lot of the GTTs now because they're really pumping up and producing some more. But man,
Herbies.
there has been a Herbie revolution
Yeah.
in the last 4
Yeah,
years.
everybody's.
I have a Herbie.
I've never
I
seen
mean,
anything like
seriously,
it, man.
You don't have like a educated opinion about the best torch because I love Carlisle.
He's saying Carlisle.
No, but
Well-
he's also like a throwback. That's the thing. He's
Here's the
saying
thing.
Carlisle. I say Carlisle.
It's all about the heat base for me, man.
What
I'm-
I do
I'm
though,
gonna- I'm-
is different than what everyone is doing now. So like when I blow glass, I'm gonna make a marble,
Yeah.
or I am going to make like a small hand pipe, or maybe a 2-piece hammer. So
What I like
fume
about
work,
the
things
Carlisle,
like that.
honestly, is I make a lot of cups.
I don't do
And I like
drawings and
that
stuff.
bushy flame that the Carlisle has. It just gives the most nice enveloping flame that completely coats the glass all around. You know, it's not so direct like a freaking GTT's a fucking lightsaber. It's a laser beam.
And I'd say the Herbie's even more so that way as far as that enveloping heat. It's
Yes.
the most even heat.
I have a Herbie too, so a Herbie or a Carlisle I can work
It
on.
all depends on what your style is. So like I know these guys that do, you know, a lot of guys that do
Josh
like,
don't want to tell. He's a Carlisle for life.
No,
so.
I'm,
lot of the guys that do-
I'm not
you have,
saying.
but you have a
I
Delta or
I'm
one of
not
them.
saying anything.
What do you have? What's a
I'm not
GTT you have?
saying anything.
You have a GTT.
Hey, I'll tell you what.
Hey, I'm telling Carlisle he's got a GTT. He hides it from you guys.
Hey, no. I'll tell you. You want the truth? You want the truth? You gotta give me a minute. I'll tell you the truth.
All right, tell us.
I'm not gonna try anything new. That's what I'm saying.
That's what I'm saying. We're
this
all,
is the,
we're
this
all
is
stuck
the
in
deal.
our ways. It's fine.
I'm gonna.
Fuck it. When I turn 45, I'm switching.
I was gonna say what I want to say. I've owned
21
two GT Mirages.
That old.
I bought mine.
I've never used them.
I bought mine 21 years.
I bet Herbies are obviously awesome
Never
because
refurbished.
every glassblower that's fucking awesome uses a Herbie, and I'm not gonna change. I don't want to learn on a Herbie. I don't want to learn. I'm on a Carlisle. That's what I use.
Herbies are a sweet.
That's what I'm gonna do.
That one
so
hand.
that's why I actually feel
Image.
guilty
So-
about like expressing my opinion about torches, because part of me's like, well, I have to look at like the real context of
I
like what
respect them
everybody's
all.
using.
They
but
all have their own thing.
this is what I work
They all
on,
have
so
a
I'm
different
just not
application.
gonna
Hey, you know what? I'm
change.
actually after
But
seeing
if you were
Chili-
if you were actually gonna come at me, I'd be like, yeah, well, get on one of these torches. Get on a GTT.
After Don
because
Chili
of
came
the,
out to the
because
house
of the chemistry.
2 months ago.
Get on a Herbie because there's
Chili's
different
fucking
things.
got that
But
new
if you want
Bethlehem.
something that you can like take off of your table
What's the name
and
of that?
drop it and use it and buy it and always know it's gonna be good.
What's the name of that? What's the name of that torch that Chili had?
Oh
that
my god, these
Bethlehem?
guys interrupted me. Fuck
Do they
them.
have the grand?
EMD.
It was a grand, right? It was that new Bethlehem
Champion.
torch.
What was that?
That new Bethlehem torch that Chili had. That thing was cool. I liked that torch. I was pretty
I
fucking
love
impressed
this
with it,
guy.
man.
Yeah.
It was a
Champion.
pretty.
This is my
impressive
man,
thing.
Dave.
Is that what it is?
Champion.
Nice.
Yeah.
They just reissued that one with a new center fire that's similar to the
Really cool
2D
torch.
center fire. But the only thing I can say for the guys that use the Herbies that do the delicate like Filicellos
Well, I
and
think
stuff.
that's what it is that needle plane. That needle flame.
It's that center fire that you can make the thing almost invisible and still melt stringers with it.
I'll tell
so
you
like
what,
those guys
that
that
torch-
do all the drawings
When I
and
hook
stuff,
that thing up occasionally,
it's
mine,
key.
you put that needle flame on, and like you could have a bubble,
Cup
like
work,
a
too.
quarter inch in the middle of a marble, and you could drill a hole into that glass with
Yeah.
that flame and pop a bubble
Yeah.
with that torch. I mean, it's so amazing. What else you guys? You want to move on to something? What do you got?
Oh yeah, I want to move on.
What's up? What's next?
We're over an hour.
Who's your favorite glassblower? Because you have such a unique vision.
That's a
Like
good
you love bead makers. You're knowledgeable about soft glass workers. You're knowledgeable about lamp workers. If you had to like pick one, who would you pick? Because I know that you have a more comprehensive view of
Trying
this
real
than
hard
most
to
people.
think outside of my like
Right?
home box here.
It's easy to pick. Yeah, right. I imagine like it's hard. Yeah. So just that's something to throw out because your perspective. Because if whatever
a guy's work
be-
who I really admire is David Willis.
Oh, he's
Oh my
badass,
god,
dude.
you had to say David Willis.
Yeah.
He's badass, man.
Yeah, well, me and David have history.
Well, who doesn't?
Who don't you have history?
You picked the women like David Willis, like, yeah, well.
You could have named 35 other people,
Yeah.
and he'd give you the same response.
I'll go inside the homie box here.
I
Wait,
totally would have had 30. There could have been 35 other people, but it's funny you picked David.
I'll go.
Because I can't believe you picked David.
I really.
Because you know what? I will say this: David was one of the artists at this event
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
in
yeah.
like 2006.
Which fan?
Yeah, I know David.
All right.
So I love it.
If
But
I go,
that's cool.
If I go inside,
That's interesting, man. I
If
love
I
it.
go inside my friend group, like I'd say I really enjoy what Jason Howard does.
Oh, cool.
Really
Yeah,
like Jason.
I love Jason.
And I'm
Jason's
super,
coming to melt this year.
so happy
One of
you're
our
coming to
melt-
melt
yeah, come-
Jason. Like,
Jason's coming to melt. Yeah.
dude, he.
I was psyched about that.
So Jason's another guy like yourself who I've spent a lot of time at shows with and roomed with
fun
at
guy.
shows over the years.
And I guess that year,
gas
Seattle,
conferences
so much
here at
fun with
IFC.
Jason.
Yeah. Michigan Project the last couple years we've roomed together.
He
and
was
had a
at
good
Corning
time.
with
He came
us
up to the Corning thing with
recently.
us.
Oh yeah, I mean me and
Dude,
Jason
we were
have had some
really
epic
excited.
stuff.
I mean, Jason's so talented.
And we've been trying to get
and
on about
so
that
nice.
and what we're hoping
Like
is
what we
people-
want
he
to
might
bring,
be able to
what
set
we
up
want to
and
bring to
change
Melder, like
some-
people that have quality character and they're actually genuine.
He's an
You're-
artist.
He's an artist, yeah.
I'll tell you what.
Why met him
I'll-
here?
Yeah.
I'm gonna
18
make a
years
bold
ago,
statement. Nobody comes to Melt the second year that's not of good character.
Mm-hmm.
Because if you were at Melt the first year and then you sucked and then come back, you probably weren't good character. Can we erase that? Sure.
Yeah, there's editing.
Yeah, edit that out, Jeremy. Yeah,
So,
fuck it.
all right.
If you didn't,
What do you
back,
want? Anything you got to say about ABR? So we got the fam show. What's the dates of that?
That is August 17th through the 19th.
We're gonna be there.
in
We're gonna be
Madison,
there.
Wisconsin.
That's gonna be how many days?
I can't wait to come to Wisconsin.
How many days is that?
It's gonna be a Saturday night and then Sunday and Monday. And so what we've got
Wow, hold on. No,
Sunday, Monday?
It
Yeah.
starts Saturday night, and then the days all day Sunday and all day Monday. That's so different than most shows I go to. Because usually they're like Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, or some shit.
Well, I think the whole trade show industry revolves around the fact that if you book a show Friday, Saturday, Sunday, it's way more expensive.
Wow.
So most of those dates are booked out way in advance. So I think that's why you see that a lot that's why you see a lot
So
of
we got
weekday
that
shows.
show. You got ABR. You're going to be pretty much at all the different events coming up. You're going to Gas.
I've
You're
got
going to
Gas
Michigan
coming
Glass
up.
Project.
We've got the Glasscraft Bead Expo.
I am
going to
be at Gas with you in 3 weeks.
That's going to be
4 weeks.
exciting. And
Are we going to Gas? We're going to be in Florida.
Yeah.
I'm going to Florida with this motherfucker.
Yeah, it's going to be fun, man. We on the beach.
At St. Peter's. St. Peter's.
I'm just
we'll
glad
need to
one
do
of
a beach
you
podcast.
We're gonna have to actually. Do you want it? We're gonna. Yeah, we'll do a little beach podcast.
We'll group some
Yeah.
people up and
No,
do
you and
something.
me. Well,
Yeah.
you and me on the beach. We'll do some. Oh, I got the equipment. We're doing
Yeah.
that. All right. Fucking A.
And
We got shit coming up. Dude.
well, you know, it's crazy because from like end of October till late January, it's just dead for shows, which is good. We all need our time at home and to do our
Yeah.
things. But then right now, end of January through like June, it's just like boom, 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 boom.
Yeah.
Dave, I hate to hit you with these hard hammer questions
Oh, I'm all
again
about it.
and again and again because I'm just pounding on you like a nail. But
That sounded very.
you got pretty much about. I think we got about 20,000 followers.
How are you pounding on me?
I mean, I just want you. You have an opportunity.
Like a nail.
You have an opportunity to tell all these guys. What's your best advice? Somebody coming into this industry.
He already told
Best-
us that.
No, this is different. No,
It's the exact same question. He said
All right.
what to do. We already covered it. This
All right.
motherfucker's drunk. We're moving on way past what. That was like fucking
that the
20
best
minutes ago.
advice? All right,
yeah,
yeah.
we already passed that. We want to plug ABR. So,
Okay, thank you, Calvin.
Breaking
You've been
Glass
awesome.
Show. We got questions. Send them in to
BreakingGlass.show.
breakingglass.show. We have our website.
BreakingGlass.show.
Is that else? I don't even know.
Oh, I'm the drunk one.
You guys got to tell me.
You're the one that's going back in time,
I'm gonna
motherfucker.
take charge of BreakingGlass.show.
No.
You can
Well, so
go
yeah, send us
read
some
all the
questions.
episodes. They've got people coming in all the time, different artists,
well, we're
different
trying.
people, and they're doing some good stuff here. We're just trying to have good conversations, right?
We are.
You'll be back out
while
at
we're
this
drunk.
year.
Yeah. Be back at Mel.
Dave's coming back out at Mel.
Oh, yeah,
Well,
so-
fuck yeah, he ain't
Hey,
never missing Melt again.
Don't
Never.
never.
No.
He already said after his first year he was there, he was just like,
It-
dude, he's like,
so
I'll
big.
never miss this show.
I want to apologize for asking that question twice.
Hey, well, I'll
Go
plug
eat
you
your
guys real
chicken
quick.
strips.
I'll plug you guys real quick. Melt is, for anyone looking for something to do, Melt is about as cool as an event as I think I've ever been to because of one thing, and that is the community that it is for a whole week. So, you know, you go to Vegas, you go here,
You're
you go
closed
there.
off with a bunch of psychopaths for a week.
You're on the show floor, and then everyone clicks off and goes to dinner, and there's parties, and there's all these distractions. So you go to Melt, you're in the Poconos, you're on a way.
You all go to the same party. You all go to the
You
same.
eat every meal together. You do everything together. You're just together, and that is something that,
Summer
we
camp.
could go into that for hours alone. But that is something that we, as guys who have been in the glass blowing industry as long as we have,
We appreciate it.
we understand that's how it all started. Okay, like cheers to that, right? Everyone on the same fucking team. Like people didn't like fight over each other's stuff, and people didn't do everything. No one was
Yeah.
like pitted against each other. It was all just a community, and that's how it
We're
started.
there-
So
we're-
it brings back that like feeling, man.
Yeah.
It brings back that like,
Well,
okay,
that's
here
what-
we all
I've
are.
actually heard that reason. You said that, and then we have had other people tell me that in the last like couple weeks.
Well,
that it was
that's the
healing.
truth.
They said it was all
Oh,
about
yeah.
healing.
It's like
Well, Amy from Las Vegas.
Yeah.
lady
It's
from
an
Las Vegas.
It's an
escape.
She
annual
said she was
purge
like,
of
she's
all
like,
the
I didn't start
shit.
healing until I came to Melt last year.
Yeah.
You know, she's just like, she's like, after I was there, she's like, I just felt like I healed so
You
much.
can
that
purge all the crap, the business side of it. It's like you get
Well, summer
there.
camp, man.
It's
It's-
about blowing glass.
and having fun.
It's no one's there's no trade show competition. No one goes to Melt going, oh, if I don't make this much money, I'm fucked.
But
You know,
we try
you go
to
there
offer that a little bit. We
Yeah,
try to
but
give them an
yeah, sure, you can do that,
But that can't be the.
that can't be your motivation.
Not
You need
true.
to go-
Can't be the
You need to go
motivation,
to
yeah.
Melt for a pure glass blowing community experience, and that's what it is. And I cheers you guys for that because it's really a unique thing.
Thank you.
Well, that's
No
what
one
we're-
else. I mean, no one else is doing that.
That's what
I'm
we're looking
so
for,
sorry I
man.
asked you that question twice.
No, Josh.
But I'm about the truth and the
Yeah.
truth and the journalism.
We're getting
truth.
down, dirt,
All right,
down,
I'm
dirt.
trying to bring it in.
Let's go. We're gonna bring this in right now
Let's
because
bring
we're
it.
probably
Let's bring
way
it
past
in.
our time.
One more drink of this.
One more drink.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Anything else you want to add?
What would you put out?
You know, if I was.
You know what?
the
What
best
can I
we
just
can.
let me? Add,
Yeah, go ahead. Give me
What do
one
we
more.
got to do to get Ross on the Breaking Glass show?
Oh, that should.
We gotta come to Bloomington?
No, we just gotta.
Maybe when we go to the fam show.
So when we go to the fam show, can we get one? Can you lock us in an interview?
It's
All right,
perfect because I don't know where we'll be together
But-
next.
but
Until
that would work though.
Or Michigan
Yeah,
Glass
that's
Project.
perfect.
If we come to the fam show, let's do an episode with Ross.
Or
because,
Michigan Glass Project.
Because Ross is, I feel like, a name that just gets thrown out. But until you actually meet Ross and know Ross, you don't know Ross.
He's an animal.
no,
You
yeah.
don't know Ross.
Yeah.
I
He's an
love
animal.
Ross. Ross is my boy.
Yeah.
I want to bring him on the show. I would love to talk to Ross. I would
Let's
like
do
to
it.
know where he comes from. What's his story?
Mhm.
It's crazy.
You know,
So you guarantee
I'll-
us an interview at the fam
He's
show?
guaranteeing it.
Sorry,
Jared.
Ross, you're screwed.
Yeah. All right, cool. All right, good. Hey,
But no,
go ahead.
So I'll say one thing about
you are
Ross
locked
is
in.
that a lot of people say what they want to say about Ross or ABR or how we're like
Bring it.
blah blah blah, but like, dude, he's an OG.
Oh, he is an OG?
So, like-
he's provided lampwork supplies for the entire
gonna have
country,
people talk
whether you're in
shit,
beads,
no
matter
soft glass,
what.
whatever. If you needed something, you could go to you guys for it. So fuck anybody else that talks shit.
And
Just because you don't get your way on every little thing in your life, hey, you can't hold it against every. Like, if
Yeah.
somebody does something and you didn't get the color that you thought, oh, that's not the shade that I thought it was. You can't hold it
Yeah,
against
if
say
you
this-
don't understand that so many people came up after you guys. It's not that.
that's a fact.
Yeah, there's
And well,
a
like
huge.
like I was touching
yeah.
on earlier.
This is
no,
my boy.
No pipe maker
My boy.
was calling any fucking supplier and getting 30% off and getting deals and
Fuck
getting
that.
hooked up until we came along.
We were,
Now-
but
until Ross
that's why I
came along.
never bought anything from you.
Yeah, right. Well, all you Eugene guys were like, like I said, you're in your
I'm like,
little,
fuck it. I never bought
your little
shit from them.
Eugene
Because
hippie
if I,
bubble. Like
if I
no
wasn't
one
getting
can
30% off, then fuck it. I didn't buy shit.
Yeah, that's how it goes.
That's how it goes.
Yeah.
All right. Any last
All right.
words?
Let's sum it up.
We're summed up. I'm asking.
Bring
Any
it to a
last words?
point, like a pimple.
Hey, well, we're gonna keep going with our weekend. Hopefully,
Yeah.
we might even pull something else out this week.
Do another.
We got a
But,
whole day of demos tomorrow from
yeah.
a lot of great artists at IFC.
We thank you
Those
for
are
coming. And
show
hey,
those,
you spent
yeah.
an hour with us
Dude,
or
thank
so
you,
tonight.
Dave, so much for coming
Super
on.
psyched.
It's super
Sorry,
fun.
ABR Imagery.
We're gonna have a
We'll have all
giveaway.
the info.
$150
Keep an
worth
eye
of
out for
color.
your shit.
Keep the
Yeah.
giveaway coming
And
up. Yeah.
fucking thank you a lot.
Dude,
Cheers,
you're
guys.
gonna see
Next
us
time.
again.
All right.
Thanks a lot, buddy.
I don't even want to remember this.